All right, welcome back everybody to another episode of Now Teslafy. We are going to be taking a look at a new product today. We're going to be taking a look at Hanssshow's swivel display mount for the Cybertruck. The one thing I have noticed is the display is so wide that it can be difficult to reach at the far edge. This will allow us to rotate the display 40 degrees in any direction, or be it left, right, up, and down. I'm probably not going to show you a full installation because there's plenty of videos out there, but it is pretty straightforward, and I will give you kind of an overview of what that looks like. Basically, unplugging few cords, unscrewing the display from the chassis, replugging those cords back in, adding in some of Hanssshow's brackets to help this work by just a couple of screws, and then putting the plugs back in, screwing the display back in, and you're done. Another great thing about Hanssshow's kits especially is that they also come with all the tools you would need in order to finish the installation. Everything's packaged nicely and they include everything you need to get started. No additional tools needed. All right, so is complete. It did take me a little bit longer, of course, than I thought. I did go slow though, and I was very cautious with pretty much everything. And that's definitely who I am as far as approaching these things. You know, it really sucks when you're working with plastic, and while it's a bit pliable, you know, things can always snap and break, and then you gotta order the thing and it delays. So anyway, I am just one to be pretty careful for these sorts of things. But let's take a look. All right, so we have the swivel mount in place. And the first thing that I'll actually mention is that the way the bracket works, it actually sits below where it normally mounts. So we're about actually noticeably an inch shorter than where it normally sits. That might not be a terrible issue. It's something that I'm gonna have to check out, but of course, now we've got the swivel. So it's pretty much straight now, and we've got 40 degrees of swivel. That's pretty significant. That, actually, this is the first time I've had it that far. That definitely feels cockpit-like, right? So I'm driving, and this definitely feels like everything is right here for me. It will be interesting to see if I like this driving position. And then, of course, it does tilt up and down as well. Very nice and sturdy. And let's take a look behind the screen as well, because they did a really good job making it fit the aesthetic of the Cybertruck. All right, so you can see here, this is the first area that's kind of like a new cover, and this actually allows it to have that little extra bit of movement, and normally that's not there. So there's a slight amount of extra distance here, but that's not necessarily noticeable either. So I guess that would be the other thing. So the screen itself has come down on the whole, and then maybe out just a little bit as well. So on the whole, I would rate the challenge of this install, I would probably give it a 5 out of 10. You know, everything is included, and if you go slow, I watched a couple videos. The Hansshow video was very good, but I also appreciate and shout out to Eric. They also had a kit that was by, I think it's by a competitor, but you can tell it's the same kit, and it worked fantastic. He had some really good tips there. I definitely will recommend you to watch that video for install instructions. He does a very good job. Here's a photo I took. I did indeed break these little clips that he talked about, and luckily this kit as well included a replacement clip for it's a little cap. You'll see in Eric's video. It makes a lot of sense to have that, because it broke just like he said it would. My other tip that I would have is the extension. There's a USB extension cord that comes with the kit, and you need to make sure that there's a solid connection. Luckily, the kit that I received, that's the same as Eric's, but actually different than the Hansshow video, is that the USB-C connector, even though it's universal, has to be at a certain side. And luckily, the kit they include, again, is foolproof. The shapes fit together. You can't put it together wrong, but my tip is that you need to make sure that extension cable, the original to the cable, needs to be a solid fit through. I got a picture of that here as well. This is what it should look like. Make sure it's a solid connection. And it was a challenge to get it in there, and there was some wiggle room, so I had to actually jiggle the connection around just to make sure that it got into position appropriately. When I thought I'd had it into position, I installed everything and I connected the screen, and man, the screen didn't come on, and I panicked just a slight amount, and I was, you know what, I bet you that wasn't put in all the way, and I was right. This is definitely a kit you can do yourself. Again, you don't need any other tools. I would recommend, though, a couple of ones. One, a small screwdriver for some of the little clips that you're going to need and that's referenced in the video. Some spudgers, those plastic items. It does come with one. You might be able to get by with that, but it would help if you had a set. And then you might want as you see in the Eric's video, additional wrench for the bottom that allows you to get up in here. The one they include is fine, but unloosing some of the original bolts takes a little bit extra force, and I had to take not only the wrench that it came with, but I stuck a little Allen wrench in the side so it have some leverage so that I was able to torque it. And anyway, so there's a couple of quick tips on the install. I can't wait to roll around with this a little bit more. I think I'm gonna like this kind of extreme angle here the most, because man, that does feel like all right. So I've had my swivel mount now for about 2.5 weeks, and I love it. It is exactly what I was hoping it would do for my truck, essentially giving this a bit better driving angle for me, and also being able to reach this far side. Like the original position, it was just a little bit awkward having to lean forward, and now this is just, it brings it forward enough, and giving that tilt is just even better, and even up at a little bit of an angle. It really is a perfect upgrade for the screen, and it stays in place. It is so solid, and actually takes like 2 hands to move it well. I have found that I don't like it in its most extreme position. I thought perhaps I would like that best, but it turns out that's just a bit much. I feel like the squircle gets in the way just a tad. So on the whole, I love this upgrade significantly. Maybe the awkward thing is maybe for my videos, this angle looks weird, but if I wanted to, I can just put it flat again. So if I'm in my FSD videos, I give everybody a clear forward shot. So with that said, you can pick up this swivel mount for your Cybertruck, or they just also launched it for the Model Y Juniper. So you can get this for Model Y, Model 3 of all variants, and have a swivel mount, and of obviously the Cybertruck as well. So the link is in the description below. With my discount code, NowTeslaFi, you will get 22% off your entire purchase, including, of course, this mount, and it is currently being listed on the Hansshow site for $189.99. Definitely a fantastic upgrade for your Cybertruck Model 3 or Model Y. I think that will do it for this video. If you have questions about the install, if you have questions about Hansshow products in general, I'm happy to answer them. Leave a comment below, and if you like this video, of course, give it that like and subscribe. They are free. They help my channel grow significantly, and if you would like to check out my other videos, please do so. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Now Tesla 5.